All right, I'm getting some backlash on my poser post on bring back poser shaming. So I thought we go in and we define what a poser is. So, you know, a poser is someone who is ignorant about the source material. A poser is someone who disrespects those who came before. And a poser is someone who contributes to the copycat homogenization and the control of art. So, posers are like a toxic parasite within any sphere of art. And it's a very serious matter. Because, like I said before, as an artist, you're doing sacred work. You're literally translating information that's coming in through stars that have exploded, traveled millions and millions of light years, and they're coming to the planet and they're giving you information. You know, the sun gives us all information, but the stars and the planets also color that as well. And you, as an artist, is your job to focus on bringing out your authentic expression. That's your swag, combined with the skill that you've learned, but swag first and then skill. But the foundation of all this is having respect for things that came before. The foundation of everything is that. So, like it's unquestionable. You have to understand and respect what came before, and it's so easy to do these days. It's so easy. Like, all you have to do is do a little bit of research. I'm not expecting you to become a master in the field. It's just like if you get a shirt with a death metal logo, for example, that's what's trending right now. But I've been rocking that stuff since 2002, 2003. I was in a metal band. I was in a black metal band. So I know where the roots of that style come from. So if you purchase a shirt or you decide to do something in that style, at least do the basic research of where that comes from, because you're going to find a trove of amazing art to dive into through that. It's just going to enrich your experience. Whereas if you become lazy and you just use it as an accessory, like you disservice everything. You disservice yourself. You disservice your artwork. You disservice the people who listen to your work. If you go and you do some research and you understand the bands like Death, like this shirt that I always wear, this is the first death metal band. And, you know, if you look into the origins of that style of logo, I think you can originate it back to Mayhem, a black metal band from Norway. But then we have other bands like Dark Throne. We have other bands like Immortal. Like, if you were to like Burzum too, if you dive into this stuff, you would understand and you would really be able to enrich your own experience as an artist. So to make a banger, to be a great artist, is about depth. It's about respect, and it's about finding that line, that authentic thread of information. Because when you find that and you're able to tell good from bad, then you can make bangers. This is about you. If you decide to be lazy and just be a poser, that's bad for you. You're not going to survive as an artist. You're not going to have any longevity. You may trick people for a little bit, but it's not going to last. So please do not be a poser. You know, when I got into hip hop, I went to the library, and the first hip hop I got into was Eminem and Dr. Dre, Marshall Mathers LP, and Chronic 2000, 2001. And I listened to those and I loved those, and I got into other stuff at that time too. But when I really dove in and I really decided to get back into hip hop, and I decided I'm going to be a hip hop producer in 2006, I went and I did the research. I literally went to the library and got Eric B. and Rakim CDs, Schoolie D CDs. I went on Wikipedia and researched the history of hip hop, and I started from not the very beginning, but I started from like the 80s. And I got the CDs and I put them on my computer and I listened to them and I watched interviews and I researched and I studied. And I respected it. And I wondered, like, how did they make this stuff? And even though I don't bump Eric B. and Rakim all the time today, it's like I have that in my roots. So I know confidently, like, what I'm doing and what I reference when I'm making my music. And then getting into, NWA and getting into Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Biggie, Eazy-E, UGK, Scarface. Like, really going through and knowing your history is going to enrich you as an artist. And it's going to be properly paying homage. You got to properly pay homage. Because, like, that's just a basic thing. Like, it seems like my point in the other post was like, it seems like that's gone. And that's dangerous for consciousness as a whole. Because it shows a shallowness in the art. And it shows people are getting tricked by music and art that's not deep. So we got to raise the bar. We got to raise the bar with our art. And we got to raise the bar with our consciousness. And we got to raise the bar with our morality. Because we're in a dark period in human history right now. And you being an artist, you have a great responsibility to hold on to that torch and to understand where the work that you make comes from and to put out the best possible work while putting in the quantity that's going to get you to the quality. So my point isn't to be mean to people who don't know stuff. It's just like, yo, man, like, do you know where that comes from? Yo, man, do you understand the history of this? And put them on. Great opportunity. So, posers are not cool. You got to be real. You got to be authentic. That's why you got to keep it gutter.